Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds, and hey, Chris Maderas. We're having fun up here in Wisconsin, so check this out right here. This is a single brood chamber apame hive that we brought up here to Wisconsin. I want to show you how much honey they've made, and this is the oxalic acid strips that are really nice to use with honey supers on. They break down into natural components that you and I are exposed to every day and help protect your bees even when they're busy working those wonderful flowers, and it's awesome. So I found the queen down into here. She's young, she's laying really good, and this single brood nest is doing great. I found a frame in here where it looks like the older queen was laying a bunch of drones where she shouldn't have been, so she was starting to fire some blanks. And what happens is when the sperm that's in the spermatheca of the queen that she's holding starts running out, or it's not high quality, she's got to drop 3 to 5 of those per egg to make sure that egg gets fertilized, and now you end up with a worker bee. But if she doesn't have any, or it's bad, then you end up with too many drones. The bees detect that, supersede the queen, and they'll raise a queen off of one of the good eggs that she has laid, and it's worked perfectly. And so now we have a fresh queen. I'm going to throw this back together, and I want to show you all the honey this hive has made. It is really impressive. All right, so what's really nice is just all of this pollen. It's just awesome. I almost feel like Ian Stepler, just with a much better accent. I love it. So we got a little bit of brood in there. Lots of bee bread on this side. And it takes about a frame of honey and a frame of pollen to make a frame of bees. So that's a lot of resources to keep a hive super strong. Now we're going to try to smoke all these out of the way that we can. We want to keep that queen down below and be as careful as we can with this excluder. Now here's the thing, I've got all these full supers and I don't have a lot more drawn comb. Excuse me. Now this is a box of foundation. The bees are going to take a while to get to this if we don't bait them up in here. So I'm going to take 2 of these frames out and stick them over here. And I have several different boxes. This one will be perfect right here. And it has some that they've partially started to draw towards the edge. This is perfect to throw up in there because they haven't finished drawing this, so it won't get really fat too quick. And it'll really entice them to come up into this super and begin working really hard. So I'm just going to take both of these right here, and I'm actually going to put this foundation in between and go right into there. So that will really help them get into that box. And now I'm going to place this box, which is a honey super that was extracted, and it's got some really nice combs in it. And so that will give them a lot of space, maybe get some of the goldenrod honey they produce up here. I think basswood is just finished up. So this box doesn't have a ton in it, so it still has a little bit more work that needs to be done in it. I'm going to take this frame that's pretty drawn on that side, and I'm going to flip it like so, put it in place 2, take some of these fatter ones in the center. That one's pretty much finished right there, just needs a little bit of tapping work done. And I'm going to put that towards the edge, and let's go ahead while we're here, and we're just going to rearrange this. This is ideal. A lot of times I don't have time to do this. We'll stick these really fat combs to the edge, get these foundations here in the center. Boom. Now we have 3, 6, 9. Foundations are better. If you have all foundations, there needs to be 10 frames in this box. But when you have some drawn combs, you can do this. Sometimes you get a little bit of funky comb in there. So what I do is I space it to 9 like this, and then I go ahead and push these foundations together. So it's 10 frame spacing in between. And then I move the ones adjacent to them over. So right here, the B space is still good for that foundation. They're not gonna get funny with it. And these over here that have a little bit of extra space, that's gonna be like if we spaced it to an 8 frame super, which will give us really fat combs here, but it won't be a problem, and it'll be really easy to uncap. And that'll get us the best of both worlds, where we get this foundation drawn right, and these will still be nice, usable, beautiful looking supers. So look at this honey that we've got in these boxes. I've saved the best for last. Is it better to under super? It is if you're already down here. If you're just going through the yard, you can stack a box of comb up on top. Don't break your back trying to go through dozens of colonies and wearing yourself out. Whew. That one right there, it's got to be 70% full. And this one right here, oh, I forgot there's another one, Chris. I forgot how many supers were on this hive.
One would say stacks on stacks.
Stacks on stacks, that's right. So we used to do all deeps, but you know, I'm a little guy. They start getting so high, and I just, you know.
Well, some might say you need a step stool at that point.
Step stool? Well, I hear that a lot, but I haven't needed one quite yet. That's beautiful right there. Absolutely beautiful. Shout out to Hilco. The last couple years, I've been getting some of their frames with that Premier foundation on the inside of it, and I've really been pleased with it. It's done really good for me. And so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Looks like I've kind of got some of those off center, just a little bit. What's nice about this is it's so tough, I can really be rough with it and force them into place, and I can't bend or break this. Okay. Yeah. That's nice. So I don't know where we're going to end up. You know, things can change in a heartbeat, but the weather's beautiful. The bees are busy. And we have 2, 4, 6 medium supers right now. If it just does a little good between now and the end of August, which is when I plan on pulling all the honey, then I think I can get 4 boxes out of this. If we have a really good late July and August, it's possible we could end up with even more on this colony. And we got a fresh queen down there as well. You can see I have this mark up here on the lid, and it's a red dot. That means the queen was last year's queen, so probably the bees just decided it was time to requeen. And typically in Tennessee, we get most of the requeening after our flow in June. And so for these bees getting moved up here in early June, this has kind of been a weird experience for them. But you know, they requeen themselves, and boy, what a fun hive to work today. Thanks for joining Chris and I and Laurel. Thanks for letting me come up here and have a little fun in Wisconsin. Next time I'll bring you up with me. We'll see you guys in the next video.